They're young, they're bold, they're undefeated. In one corner, a smooth, surgical operator. He goes by the sweet boy, but don't be fooled by the name. He's undefeated for a reason. And in the other, pure aggression, relentless pressure. He goes by the instigator, and he's here to make a statement. Two rising stars, eager to make it to the very top. This is The Gloves Are Off. Elison Suci, Sonny Hardy, welcome. We're going to start from the very beginning. Who are you both and how did you get into boxing? We'll start with you, Sonny.
I'm Sonny Hardy. I'm 22. I've not really got any real story about how I got into boxing. My old man always introduced it to me and my brothers. My brothers didn't like it and I did. I had 65 amateur fights, won national titles and kind of flourished from there. Fell into the pro game, fell in love with the sport and now we're excelling.
And Elison?
Yep. So I'm 21 years old now. I started boxing like 5 years ago, 2020. I've had like 18 amateur bouts. Not much experience, but I learned fast, so yeah.
Okay, so two very different stories. What would you say is the hardest lesson you've learned in boxing so far?
Keep your hands up.
Okay. That's a good one.
There's only so many times you can get hit before you learn.
Right, okay.
I've learned a lot, but like I said, like discipline, just being disciplined. Yeah. Like just a disciplined man, yeah.
Right, okay. And how would you both describe yourself as fighters? What are you like in the ring, would you say?
I think I'm a very versatile fighter. I can do a bit of everything. I'm a good boxer, but I like to stand there and have a go as well. So it depends on who's in front of me, depends on what Sonny Hardy you'll see on the night.
I'm very calm, collected. I pick my shots well. I'd say I'm a bit aggressive as well, so yeah.
Okay. You mentioned aggression. You've actually been compared to Robert Duran.
Yeah, once, yeah.
What do you think it is about you that mirrors and emulates Robert Duran?
It's because the aggressive is like constant, so it's always there. It's always on your face.
Okay. Does that concern you, Sonny?
Nah, nothing concerns me. Absolutely nothing. Listen, at this sort of level, I can imagine Elison would say the exact same. You should be able to adapt to any style that's in front of you.
Okay. So on the night then, you've got two very different styles. Have you both watched each other in the ring?
I've watched bits and pieces. I've not watched too much. I'm confident in my ability and again, my versatility. I'm ready to put on a show.
What do you think of him?
I think he's a good boxer. Listen, I respect anyone. We're early on in our careers and we're both taking big step-ups, especially for Elison, being his 5th professional fight. And I'm hoping to see the best Elison Suci on the night.
And Elison, what do you think of Sonny?
Yeah, he's a great boxer. I've seen him box. We're studying him a lot. I think he's going to come in his best shape of his life because, I mean, this is a big fight for him and for me as well. So I'm expecting him to come out his best, yeah. Okay.
So Elison, you said you've been studying him a lot. So what have you found so far from your studies?
No, we can't say that. We can't say that. But,
okay, well, he's got his eye on you.
Yeah, I'm sure he has his eye on me as well, so.
Okay. So you've both sparred with quite established fighters. I understand you've both been in there with Joe Cordina. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
So who would Joe say is the better fighter?
I need to ask him. Have you been in the Joe?
Say that again?
You've been sparring Joe?
Oh, loads of rounds. Absolutely. Yeah.
So if Joe were here right now, who would he pick as the winner?
I don't know. I don't know Joe that much. I've sparred him once, but...
Okay.
I've done, I'd say 60, 70 rounds with Joe. I went to Saudi Arabia with him for his fight against Anthony Kakachi. And Joe is a well-rounded world champion in my opinion. So, yeah, the opinion's down to the champ, I think.
We should get Joe here. Ask him some questions.
Let's call him up. Yeah. Well, yeah, you've done several rounds with him, and I think that just demonstrates the level that you're fighting at the moment. But then you've also been in there as well with Dennis McCann. You've been in there as well with Campbell Hatton as well. So I think you've both, of course, been in there with established fighters, which is, you know, it shows that you're both on that trajectory to getting you want to go.
Yeah, we're definitely ready for that step up. So
yeah,
we both know that.
Yeah. So do you see Sonny as a step up then?
Yeah, of course.
What are you used to?
Of course.
Okay. And you fought a lot abroad as well. You fought in Dubai and also Spain. What kind of experience did you gain from fighting abroad that you can
Just
bring to
being
this fight?
comfortable in like different scenarios, different places. So yeah, being comfortable with that.
And do you think that gives him one up on you? The fact that he's fought a lot abroad, he's got that experience of traveling.
No, not all. I don't
We're not
think that
traveling
gives
for this
you-
fight. So.
Yeah, I don't think that gives you any sort of advantage. We've trained in different climates, different sort of environments. We travel every single sparring session,
Right.
regardless whether it's outside of the country or not. It's not about where you are; it's about who you're sparring and who's teaching you.
Definitely. So looking across the table from each other at the moment, what do you make of each other?
I was just thinking he's the same size as I imagined
Okay,
him. So
okay.
yeah,
So he's everything that you expected.
size, so yeah,
What about you, Sonny?
Likewise, I'm just looking forward to the fight.
exactly, yeah.
Okay. And in terms of fight night then, how do you both see the fight going? I mean, you're both undefeated. I think you've both got that aggression. I would say, Elison, you're more smooth. You've got that precision and that skill. I think, Sonny, you're more of the aggressor. Normally, you're coming forward on the front foot a lot, looking to take the opponent out. How does fight night go? How does it play out in your mind?
I don't want to give specific predictions, but I'm just going to say, of course, I'm going to win. Yeah.
You're going to win. No
Yeah, of course.
specific predictions?
Nah. We don't
Okay.
do that.
Okay. And what about you, Sonny?
I just see this fight being another obstacle in the road to where I want to be in the future. So once I get past Elison, then we can move on to bigger and better things in regards to titles and things. Again, all respect to Elison for taking the fight, but there's only going to be one winner in the night.
How do you respond to that?
Likewise. I mean, I thank him for taking the fight.
Yeah.
We needed a step up. We offered it to a few people. Nobody accepted it. So I'm saying thank you to you to come
Okay.
up. Yeah.
So is there respect there, would you say, or is it strictly business on the night?
I give respect to anybody who steps through the ropes, regardless of what sort of level or caliber. So I've got a lot of respect for Elison Suci, but we're not mates. Until after the fight, we'll probably go out for a meal. But until then, we're going to punch each other's heads in.
And Elison?
Of course, yeah, I'd say the same thing. It's of course it's business, but there's always going to be respect because it's a risky sport. So you can't just not respect the other guy.
Yeah. You mentioned that you could be mates outside of the ring. What would you say your personality is like outside of boxing?
We're going to get to know each other after the fight. So
But for the fans, what would you say?
You wouldn't look at me from an outside perspective and say that I box, apart from the fact that I've got a big nose.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Okay.
But I'm a chilled out guy. It's about as far as I go.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of personality? Are you quite outgoing or are you?
I'd say I'm outgoing.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm outgoing. It's you lose that social aspect of your life when you're in the middle of camp. Camp's a lot of
Right.
not lonely, but it's a grueling environment.
Mm.
And you make them sacrifices along the way for the goals ahead of you. And I'm looking forward to getting back to that social aspect afterwards.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Elison?
I mean, same. Right now, it's just camp life.
Mm-hmm.
So
But how would you describe
every day, all day.
yourself as a person outside of boxing? What are you like outside of the ring?
I like to enjoy life.
You enjoy life. Doing what?
I'm just going outside, have adventures and stuff like that. Yeah.
Adventures.
But for now,
Okay.
it's just focus on the fight.
Okay. So could you see yourself being mates outside of boxing then?
Oh, absolutely, after the fight. Absolutely.
We'll get to see.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to be like friends, but yeah, we can go have a coffee right now.
Absolutely. And of course, Elison, you were born here, but you were raised in Albania. What does it mean to you to be fighting, in such big cards, in such a legendary venue such as York Hall? Being that you're from Albania, do you feel like you hold that with pride and
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's a big venue to fight at. I fought there once. It was a easier fight than this, of course. So I'm excited to bring it back with a harder fight. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about you in terms of your fans? How do you feel representing them going into such a huge fight? Would you say that this is a make or break fight for your careers?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it's a massive step up in fight. It's always hard early on coming back from a loss. But as I said, this win will put me in very good stead to pursue my goals in the long term. Stepping up to 8 rounds. I'm already sparring 8-10 rounds in camp, and it's going blissfully. So and again, fighting at the iconic York Hall is a perfect East London venue, and we should be a big crowd.
Yeah. And Elison said, of course, doesn't have a prediction. But do you see a KO victory or points victory?
Regardless of how it happens, there's only going to be one winner.
No one's really letting anything out of the bag today.
Yeah. Of course.
Well-
We're keeping it.
Well, it's going to be a fantastic occasion. Is there anything that you want to say to each other before the big night? This is your
I can't
last
really say
chance.
like good luck, right?
I just want to say again, thank you for taking the fight. And
Exactly, same, yeah.
I just want to see the best Elison Suci on the
Same,
night.
exactly,
I want to
yeah.
see you coming in the best shape of your life. I want to see the best performance of your life, and let's put on a wicked show for the fans.
It will definitely be that, yeah. Likewise, I want to see you at your best.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay. Do you think we can get a handshake to end?
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, 2 fighters. There will only be one winner. The talking stops when the bell begins. See you there.